Welcome back to our new Anno 1800 series. We're playing with crazy mods and a custom map. All of the AIs are a lot stronger, we have a lot of new ships like submarines or aircraft carriers, and we also have new tiers of population. And finally I created myself a custom map to make sure that we have a unique experience. I've pinned the list of all of the mods in the Anno 1800 channel of my Discord. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see the link to join the community. And of course in the video description below you can also find the link to the playlist with all of the episodes for this series if you want to make sure that you start from scratch. Let's go back to our empire. Okay, in the last episode we finally created our first aircraft carrier, and we also built a lot of defenses in the new world, right, to protect my main islands. You can see the capital Manor over here, the second island, right, and also my influence boost island. All of these are protected, but it was not perfect, right? I don't think we're fully ready to attack for two reasons. The first one is we're actually a bit low on money. I mean, we're positive, but not that positive. We're also a bit low on, my total bank account, but more importantly, we're actually super low on influence. All of these defenses cost a lot of influence. All of my ships are costing a lot of influence. And if I want to go to war, I'm gonna take over islands, and each island that you take over costs a lot of influence, right? So we need more influence, and this is why, while I'm continuing to growing my fleet and all of this, in this episode we're going to focus a bit on population production. We're going to jump our population, we're going to jump our money, and more importantly our influence. Frankly, it's also because I'm waiting to see your comments on the previous video to see who to attack next while I'm recording this video. So yes, let's jump a couple of hours into the future and see what I've done. And here it is, don't worry, the aircraft carrier is still alive. We also still only have one, but I've continued to grow the fleet a bit more. You can see the fleet is over here. We have more destroyers, we have more of everything, basically. But we also have a lot more money, population and influence as promised. We jumped from around 80,000 to more than 100,000. We've crossed the 100,000 barrier, and this is without adding a single house. I haven't added any houses. It's still the same number of houses, but obviously we have more people into those houses. We also have a lot more money. We were making 5,000 just before. Now we're making 10 times that amount. Right, so with that we can grow our bank account quite quickly, even if I'm buying things along the way. And similarly, our influence has also done a 10x. We had around 70 remaining, and now we have almost 800 remaining. We have continued to do some football championships, so that's giving a bit, but most importantly this is mainly through the investors and engineers. How? Well, by getting more skyscrapers. We have now skyscrapers level 1, 2 for the engineers, 1, 2 and 3 for the investors. So we're slowly but surely growing. This is thanks to a lot of new resources, so let's take a look. We have also made changes in the new world, and maybe let's start over there, because as you can see, my new world population, my artista, they are not unhappy anymore. They used to be very red, now they are bluish. They're okay-ish. They're not super happy, but they're okay. So let's take a look over here at the happiness. Why? Because we're now giving ice cream to them. We're giving ice cream to my artista. We're also, by the way, giving ice cream to the engineers in the old world as a lifestyle need. So more engineers and more money. This ice cream is actually taking quite a bit of things because it's taking chocolate. So we had to build a chocolate factory. It's over here. For the chocolate, we needed the sugar. We had already a lot of sugar on this island, but also cacao plantations, which are not available on this island or on this one. So I actually put them on my third one. I didn't want to start creating another island that could be attacked, because remember we're gonna go to war soon. So it is the chocolate plantations are over here, or cocoa plantation, sorry. Then obviously this is sent to Manola to make the chocolate, and on top of this we also need milk. Now to make milk you basically need a cattle farm that is electrified. Because we have electricity everywhere on Manola thanks to the dam, I put it over here. This is this one over there. Alright, so with that we're making some milk. Now there is one thing though, is because I'm not using the beef, I need to make sure to drop the beef. So basically what I'm doing is I'm picking up the cacao over here, I'm dropping it over there, then I'm taking some beef and then I'm dropping it in the ocean over there. So that way it's never full, because if it were full, the milk would stop obviously. And then lastly, we need some orchard citrus. We have quite a few, I think they're over here, you can see them. So So here it is, my citrus plantation. And with all of that, then we go into the ice cream factory. I actually only have 2 of them because they're electrified, so that's already a lot. And as you can see, that is enough for all of my islands. So once again, both for the Artista, but also for the engineers in the old world. Then talking about the Artista, we also started to give them some perfume. And this perfume is not just for this Artista, otherwise maybe I wouldn't have done it, but it's also for the investors and the artisans in the old world as lifestyle good, obviously. So similarly, we started to make some perfume, but actually not on this island. We are making the perfume over here on this island or secondary island. You can see it over here. We have actually 6 of them over here because they take 1 minute and they're not electrified. Obviously, if they were electrified, I would need half of them. Then you need some ethanol. The ethanol is just above. This is going to take a bit of wood and a bit of corn. We were already making a lot of corn there, so I've just started to expand that. And then the wood is over here. This is plenty. So with that, we're making ethanol. Then we need also a bit of coconut oil. Similarly, I've put it just over here. This is enough. We have 3. And lastly, we're gonna need some orchard farm. Once again, though, I didn't have the fertility over here and I didn't have it there either. We did get lucky because we do have it on the 3rd island once again. So similar to the cacao, this is over here. You can see these flowers, very pretty. And so then basically we have a new route over here that is taking those orchards over here, dropping them on this island, then taking the perfume and then dropping the perfume over there. And then we have another boat that's taking perfume and sending it to the old world. I've also continued to realign the productions. Remember, with the electrification and also the fact that our islands have been growing, obviously we need to make sure that the productions keep up. So I had to, add a few buildings here and there, change some working conditions, etc. But I won't go into too much detail. And then the last one in the new world, even if it's actually not used in the new world at all, is the chewing gum. We need some chewing gum for our investors. I'll show you that in a minute. So I created over here, we actually need only 1 for the consumption that we have so far. So 1 chewing gum, it's taking a bit more sugar. We have the sugar over here. Remember, right now we're making all of the sugar in Manor, but given we only needed 1, I decided, okay, let's just make it over here. Then the caoutchouc we're already making over there. And then lastly, some cinnamon that you can find over there. And with that, we're producing 2 chewing gum. And as I said, it's not used at all in the new world, but as you can see, this is way enough for the old world. So let's go back now to the old world and see a bit what we've done. We used to have those engineers and those investors. We can then move them to skyscrapers. You can also press I, to move them to skyscrapers. And when you start moving them to skyscrapers, you have new needs, right? It also, by the way, comes with a new thing, which is the maintenance cost. Skyscraper needs an upkeep. This is basically because of the elevators and things like this. So you have to be careful. Skyscrapers may not be actually a good idea in terms of your income if you don't give them new resources, also if you don't have the panorama effect, which we're gonna talk about over here. But yeah, we started moving. For the engineers, for example, you can see in the first level, we get the department store. For the investors, similarly, the department store. Now, taking a quick look at the lifestyle need, like I said, we are delivering now the perfume for the investors. For the engineers over here, we are delivering the mezcal and the ice cream. So we're only missing now the medicine. And for my artisans, we're also delivering the perfume. So now only missing the scooters. So the first new need was the department store, which is this one over here. This has quite a bit of radius. Obviously, if I were to put it in the middle, then it would cover everything. Now I decided to put it on the side. It's covering those 2 layers over here. We can change that in the future. This will take some resources. It doesn't, work like a bank that doesn't need anything. It does need something. And you actually have a catalog where you can select different recipes. Right now I've only unlocked the first one. Each of them will require different resources. For example, as you can see, this one is steel, filaments, and zinc, versus this one is steel, celluloid, and wool. And they also give different bonuses. So for example, this one is +2 happiness, +5% income per house, and reduce the consumption for my jewelry by 10% and my light bulb by 15%, versus this one is completely different, right? +5 of happiness, +16% in terms of income, and -25% for spectacle, -15 for the carriages. And lastly, this one, a bit in the middle in terms of the impact. So you can choose, and when you choose, obviously, if you are able to deliver those resources, which is why you need for sure a warehouse not too far, then this will start working and this will give you the impact for all of these. On top of the impact, you will also do the need for the range. So you can see this is the range in green. This is all the people that would get this need fulfilled, versus the radius in pink. This is all the people that would get this bonus of plus 5% income, etc. So that obviously helped me gain some more money. So we moved to level 2 for the engineers over here, for example, unlocking the chewing gum that we saw in the new world, and also the furniture store. And we also moved to level 2 for the investors, where once again we have the chewing gum, and then the second is the biscuits. It's worth noting that to unlock the furniture store for our engineers, the last need for level 2 of our engineers, you actually need 15 level 3 investors. So start maybe by doing the investors before you go to the engineers, because otherwise you're going to be blocked. But now that we have this one, we can actually get to the final level, level 3 for our engineers. Look at this, it's even higher. And this one has a perfect, intense panorama. We're going to talk about that just now. Let me just upgrade a couple more, even more money, and also even more people, I guess. And you can actually also see it over here. To get the drugstore, we're going to need 10 level 5 investor skyscrapers. So that's why you have to do a bit both of them if you want to get to the end. But now the cool thing is we have also unlocked the typewriter, which was, I think if I remember correctly, the last thing needed for my obreras over here. Oh no, they also need Samba School and scooters, sorry. But the last one that comes from the old world, let's say over here, versus for this one, they're only missing the cinema. And for my artista, they're missing the billiard table, which we haven't unlocked yet. To get the billiard table, we're gonna need 15 skyscraper level 4. So we're gonna need to get there. But yeah, we have now unlocked, the maximum level for the engineers. And you may have seen in this panorama. This panorama is really good when it is at its maximum, this intense panorama level. You get plus 25 residents for free, and you get plus 15% of income per house. So obviously now you start making a lot of income. You see this house, for example, is making more than 4,000 of income versus only 800 of maintenance. If I look at this one over here, it has half of the maintenance, but it has 25% of the income, only 1,000 of income. So this is a lot better, obviously, if you can get this panorama effect to help you. Now the panorama effect is basically, do you have a smaller skyscraper around you? If you are this one there, you're level 2, so you're not the highest. This is why this one is a bit kind of reddish, grayish, marronish. But these ones are in green because all of these ones are smaller than you. Then you're basically going to add the number that are smaller than you. You're going to subtract the number that are higher than you. And you're going to also add your own level. So that's what you can see over here. Level value 2, smaller neighboring skyscraper 5, and a taller or equal only 1. So you do 2 plus 5 minus 1. And that's obviously 6, which is above 5, because if you get 5, you get the maximum. If you get under 5, you don't get the maximum. For example, this one over here, all right, this is 4 plus 2, that's 6, that's great. But then if I upgrade this one, then over here we have 2 plus 3, so that's 5 minus 1, that's 4, right? So you're not at 5 anymore, and therefore now your panorama effect is not the highest anymore, it's only strong, which means only plus 20 residents instead of 25 and plus 12% instead of 15%. So you don't need to try to optimize that, and I can talk in the next episode if you want about how to really optimize this. For now, you can see this is basically a bit simple, where I have one row of level 1 and then a mix of 3 and 2 over here, a row of 1 and then 3, 2 on the other one. And so this one is giving me quite a bit of intense across the board and a lot of money, as you can see. So that is all for engineers. Now for investors, we needed also biscuits to get to the level 3. So the biscuits, this is actually made in the old world, not the new world, but it requires a bit of everything. It requires some tallow, it requires some flour, and it requires some citrus from the new world. So I'm bringing this from the new world from my capital. Then you may remember that we are making already a lot of tallow over here, thanks to our items on the fisheries. And we are also already sending the flour to this island because it is a lifestyle need, not for these, for the farmers. Yeah, it's a lifestyle need for the farmers. So we were already sending some flour. So now we're basically just sending more and making that production over here. This is actually even minus 50% working condition because we're making way too much. But yeah, that was easy. And then basically the bot that's dropping flowers is then taking a bit of biscuits and dropping it over here to give it to my investors. And so with that, the investors were able to upgrade to level 3. And now at level 3, we've unlocked 2 new things. Again, the furniture store and also the cognac. I haven't started making cognac, but the furniture store, we built it over here. This is similar to the department store, but just sort of different recipes. Let's look at those recipes. There's again 3. They require different resources, right? This time light bulbs, glass and brass, and they have different effects. And once again, of course, you may want to unlock all of them or at least choose the one that you prefer. But for now, you know, I'm still on the first one. And so with this, we're giving once again both the bonus in this pink circle and also the need is given to all of these level 3 over here. To go to level 4, we're gonna need to do the cognac. So that's gonna be the next one, which requires some resources from the old world once again, like the grapes and the cherry wood, but also requires some sugar from the old world. Good thing is we're already sending sugar as a lifestyle need in this island, so I guess we'll make this production on this island too. And to that, we'll be able to get to level 4 and start unlocking the billiard table. But yeah, I'm really happy how this came around. We didn't create any new residences. We didn't have to increase our production that much, but we got a lot more money, a lot more people, and a lot more influence. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you have any question about some of those new production, maybe the panorama effect or something like this. I'll be happy to help. Also, don't hesitate to tell me, you know, if you want me to quickly do all of the next resources in the next episode. But now I think it's time to go back a bit to the military because I have a new ship. I got an update of the new World War ship mod, right? The mod that's bringing this new advanced shipyard. At the time I'm recording this video, this is not live yet. You know, you can't download this mod. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss when it's gonna be live, because of course I will make a video as soon as it's live. But while it's not live yet, I still got an update from the great mod author, you know, to continue testing it. I'm basically, you know, testing it for all of you guys out there. So I'm seeing the bugs, etc. But I'm also seeing all of the great things. And in particular, now he added this new ship, which won't be in the advanced shipyard. It will be in the normal Steam shipyard. Towards the end, you will see this new ship. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. I think I'm gonna butcher it completely. But basically, it is a pre-dreadnought. Right, so over here we have the dreadnought. This one is a pre-dreadnought. It's obviously costing a bit less, but also it's less strong, right? For example, 13,000 hit points. This one has 20,000 hit points. But yeah, we have this one and I have built it already. Here it is. You can see again an amazing level of details. We have people around the ship doing things. There's actually a lot of people. At night, I feel like it's even prettier, right? And this is how big it is versus the aircraft carrier. Remember, the aircraft carrier is so big, it's the size of small islands. So this one is not as big, but also pretty big, and really liking it. I can't wait to see it in combat. We have a lot more money, a lot more influence, and we even have some new ships. I think it's time to go back to war. So please tell me in the comments below once again, which one of the 2 AI I should attack. Should we go for Bente, who's now down to 3 of reputation, you know, I don't know how she hasn't declared war yet, and Princess Queen, which actually isn't even in a trade partnership with us anymore. She's also been slowly but surely decreasing, I think because basically we are growing and growing and they don't like that. So I guess at this point we don't even have, you know, the problem of, yeah, she was our ally, we shouldn't attack her. Now she's not our ally anymore, so I think we can. And she's probably also the easiest, given that we're getting closer and closer to our power. But look at this one, Bente is continuing. The only good thing is my economy is slightly bigger. So if I continue like this, I should be able to catch up to her at some point, I guess. And now that we also have more money and influence, I want to make more of those aircraft carriers. You know, as I said in the last episode, I think we should target 12 to have more than the US. So I need 11 more. Let's go. Thank you for watching. As always, don't hesitate to share in the comments below if you have any thoughts, requests, to smash the like button, and I hope to see you next time.